Hello YouTube, Jeff Steele here with SteelNavigator. Today's video topic is guidelines on carrying and transporting firearms and or ammunition in your automobile or truck. There's a few things you can follow regardless of budget and your environment. With that being said, always follow your local, state, federal laws to keep yourself out of trouble. After noting that, number one would be never tell anyone that you are carrying a firearm or ammunition unless that person is going to be with you on that journey or in that vehicle and is trained with that equipment. That's number one. Never announce it. You want to be, as they would call, the gray man. Never suspecting. You want to always have that element of surprise. Always. You never want to advertise on any level unless it's absolutely necessary. Next would be decals on your vehicle. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen trucks and cars with decals such as Glock, Colt, various hunting firearm brands. If I see a truck and it's got a sticker on the back glass that says Glock, I'm thinking there's a high probability that that person either has a Glock on them or in their truck. All that is doing is creating a visible target for a thief. No question about it. And my question also would be, why are you advertising for a company if they're not paying you? If they're paying you to have their decal on the back of your vehicle, that's one thing. But I think most of us can say that that is absolutely not the case. So why would you want to announce that? Next would be window tint. You want to keep your windows as dark as possible. Laws vary on that. In most situations, if a thief or a perpetrator can see an item of value, that is when they go for it. If they cannot see it and they cannot see that it is available, they're not usually going to go for it. So concealment is of absolute key. You don't want to give any inclination whatsoever that there's anything of value inside the vehicle. Window tint helps with this, or covers. There's various products out there for concealment within a vehicle you can check into. One thing I would absolutely advise against would be the in-vehicle safes or locker boxes. If you need to access a weapon quickly, even if you have the seconds required to do that, chances are your mind is not going to be thinking, you're just not going to be thinking clearly. So if there's some type of passcode you need to remember in that moment, you might forget it. Then what are you going to do? So I'm absolutely not a fan of that. Also, if your vehicle happens to catch fire, you'll be in another time crunch situation, panic situation. Your firearm could go up in flames with the vehicle in that scenario. So be able to have the firearm within reach of you, of yourself, whether you be the driver or the passenger, and be able to get to it within 3 seconds. Also, it needs to be completely out of sight. So within 3 seconds, out of sight, not in a lockbox. Also, depending on where you are going, every situation, every journey with your vehicle is different. Therefore, you need to try to customize how you're transporting based on the given trip that you're going on. So for example, if you're going to some land, some very rural land to go hunting, perhaps you have that within reach but not on your person. Or let's say you're going to a dark city in a questionable area where you know there are violent protests going on. Maybe in that situation, you have a cross-draw holster that is actually on your person, to where if for one reason or another you're removed from the vehicle, thrown from the vehicle, you still have that weapon on your person. It's not moving with the vehicle. You're not getting separated from that. So always think about the journey and try to customize your storage, transport of that weapon. Also be mindful of moisture in your vehicle. You always want to manage moisture where you're storing any firearm or weapon. Even if that means you get one of the little dehumidifiers and keep that under your seat in your vehicle. Something to maintain moisture. Even stainless steel firearms can corrode. Next, I would never keep a firearm in a glove box or a console or in a clearly visible storage area on the vehicle. You want it concealed, but not in a easily accessible, viewable storage compartment, because that's usually the first place they're going to look if they access it. Something to keep in mind. Also, if you're going to have a weapon or firearm that is going to be strictly for in-store of your vehicle, whereby it's just going to stay there, it's going to live there, and you might by chance be parking that vehicle in questionable areas, I would never keep such a firearm that was directly registered in your name. Always remember to stay within your local laws, as always. But if by some chance your vehicle is broken into and stolen, you would not want a vehicle out on the street, out on the dark market, registered in your name. That's never a good idea. Maybe look at buying some used items and have those in your vehicle that you bought legally, of course. You have a bill of sales for them, but the actual serial numbers are not registered in your name. Something to keep in mind. Now, you're going to need to get creative. You're going to really need to use your imagination. Every vehicle is different as far as how you're able to conceal, have a storage area on the vehicle, but that is not in a common storage area. Most of all, keep in mind that thieves, professional thieves in particular, they know how to profile vehicles. They know what to look for. You do not want to fit into a profile where they are targeting your vehicle. If you got a big jacked up truck, you got Glock wrote across the back glass, you're going to be a target. No question about it. Also, when you are carrying, transporting, storing in your vehicle, if you have to be separated from your vehicle, try to keep that vehicle within your sight, within your field of view at all times. If you're going into a restaurant to eat, park that vehicle where you can see it, where it's always in your constant view. If for some reason it can't be in your view, try to park in a well-lit public area. Try to be in a situation where you have surveillance cameras covering your area where you're parking your vehicle. Also keep in mind hours of operation of thieves. Most of the time it's between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. most of the time. Use your head. Think about this. I can assure you these tips and tricks will help you and will help you avoid being a target and will help you keep from having your items stole. You can really apply this for anything of value when transporting or storing in your vehicle. But we're talking specifically in regards to firearms and ammunition. So comment down below. Let us know some tips and tricks on what you do as far as storage, transporting firearms, ammunition in your particular personal application. We'd love to hear about it. Are there any devices, products out there that help with this endeavor? Let us know. Tap the subscribe icon, thumbs up icon, the bell icon. Share this video if you would. Get the word out, help people out. If you would like to support in other areas, you can Cash App or PayPal. We thank you for watching. Have a great day.